like the drive that you have that says, okay, I'm going to finish this and it'll be good?
The fact that it'll be good when you finish it. Like, you know, it's, I mean, if you're, yeah, I mean, we all want to see the final result of our things, and that's the reward. I mean, the process is also good. You're usually learning a lot along the way, especially if it's a really complicated thing. So, but I mean, yeah, it's just we really love what we do. We really want to make things that are awesome, and so that's the motivating factor.
Yeah, just in general, like if you're building something complex and you know, just know I can get this to work. I know it must be physically possible somehow to get this to work, and just yeah, sort of driven to get that done. And I mean, I've had contraptions where I literally, like that combination lock I showed earlier. That was, I know I could get it working, but it was literally 8 hours of just debugging, just to give sort of an impression, just because something wasn't working properly. But yeah, that's me, I guess.
Yeah, for me it's pretty much the same.
Yeah. I think a big driver is knowing that it will entertain you guys in some way. No one likes a half-finished project.
All right, well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the panel. Really appreciate you guys coming out and checking it out. Thanks, everyone watching on the live stream. Thanks, guys.
This is a video explaining all about the redstone machinery known as the repeater. This is a video explaining all about the redstone machinery known as the repeater. This is... oh, it's happening again, isn't it? There, we're back. The redstone repeater is a block in Minecraft that has three main functions, but before we look at them, it's made using stone, redstone, and redstone torches, like so. Now, its first function is as a repeater, weirdly enough. This means that it refreshes the redstone signal put through it. As a redstone signal can travel 16 blocks, this makes repeaters essential for larger circuits. The second use for repeaters is as a diode. A diode is an electrical component that can only accept a signal from one direction. Thus, you can send a redstone signal one way, but not the other. This makes the repeater useful in smaller, tightly packed circuits. The third function of the repeater is that of a delay. Hitting it will make the torches move slots, causing a delay of 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 and 0.4 seconds respectively. This makes the repeater useful for clocks and timing devices where you want a certain signal pulse. A couple of other useful features of the repeater is that you can send a signal through most blocks, so you can pass a wire from outside to inside your house without an unsightly hole in your wall. There's much more that the repeater can do. My friend, the info villager, got caught out in a blizzard the other day. Hey, what are you chortling at? It's no laughing matter. Oh, these are getting worse, I know. On with the video. This one's all about snow. Not the snow block or the snowball, those are in different videos. Snow is a thin block that's found in the wintry parts of Minecraft. It's the same as other blocks. It can be removed and walked on. In the same way as ice, if you place a light source on the snow, it will melt away. If you destroy snow with a shovel, then it will yield one snowball, but if you use any other tool, it will drop nothing. A good trick for clearing lots of snow at once is to get a bucket of water and place it in the middle of the patch. If you're wanting to keep your house snow-free when you're in a wintry biome, just remember that snow won't form on top of glass, or glowstone, or half slabs, or stairs. This, coupled with torches in your garden, should keep off the snow from your humble home. While snow does form on grass blocks, turning them white, it won't form on farmed or hydrated dirt, meaning your wheat farm is safe from the weather.
Muhammad Ali once said, "I'm so fast that last night I turned off the light switch in my hotel room and was in bed before the light was dark." Now, as a physics enthusiast, I happen to know that to perform this feat, he would have to have been travelling at more than 300,000 kilometers per second. So yeah, I doubt he was that fast. But I could be wrong. Anyway, light in Minecraft is entirely the same as light in the real world, albeit with a different mechanic. It affects your visibility in the game, along with mob spawning, tree and crop growth, and whether mushrooms and flowers stay in the ground. There are lots of providers of lights, from torches to sunlight, from lava to glowstone. Not only that, there are varying light levels, from 15 being the brightest to 0 being the lowest. Sunlight is level 15, as is glowstone and fire and other things. The light level denotes how many blocks the light will travel, with the exception of sunlight. So, if you place a torch with a light level 14 on the ground, there's a diameter of 14 blocks around it that are lit. There's an option called smooth lighting, which when enabled will blend the light levels together smoothly at a frame rate cost. There's still a few bugs with lighting in Minecraft, but they are being ironed out by the developers.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Once bitten, twice shy. Years under the belt. These are all ways of saying you've had experience or experienced something. It means something slightly different in Minecraft, although it's similar. Experience is the levels in Minecraft you gain by doing tasks. Tasks like killing mobs, whether hostile or not, will give experience, as will mining through ores and smelting and cooking. Breeding animals will also give experience, as will catching fish. Experience is used for enchanting, as well as repairing and combining your items. Enchanting takes place at the enchanting table, and once you put your armor, weapon or tool into the slot and choose an enchantment, your experience level will drop by that amount. The anvil is the place to repair and combine your items, and a similar thing happens here too. Note the number of experience levels needed, and if you have enough you can make the change. The maximum level of experience is 30, and the leveling works like so. It's 17 experience points per level until you hit level 16. Beyond that, the amount of experience needed increases by 3. Because enchanting tables and anvils are quite hard to get, if you play cautiously, you should have lots of experience levels by the time you can make them.
feeling the sun in our room. Water, plenty of rays and beaming lights. Surely it does me good. And I wanna trust the pulse in which decay is followed by bloom. And I'm sure the flow will turn out beautiful. I'm trying to get you up, but you go down. And you are not okay.
I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. Thus said the White Rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. Shame he didn't have sprinting to speed him up. Sprinting is, well, a method of getting around in Minecraft that basically does what it says on the tin. You start off by double tapping forwards, usually W, which zooms you in slightly and sets you going, with particles coming from your speedy feet. It will allow you to run 5 or 6 blocks per second, faster than the 4 blocks per second for walking. Sprinting will also allow you to jump further, although not higher than normal jumping. Sprinting will stop when you collide with a block next to you or above you, or when you're moving or when you sneak. Be warned though, sprinting uses up your food bar at a much faster rate, and when you're below 30% food, you won't be able to sprint no more. Sad times. However, you can travel great distances with sprinting if you have little food to spare. Good times. Make sure you don't sprint off a cliff or down a hill, that can cause damage. Sad times. But if you sprint on ice, you can travel even faster. Very good times. Sprinting causes a knockback effect when you hit mobs whilst doing it, although speeding past and through a mob won't cause you to stop. The opposite end of the spectrum to sprinting is sneaking. In this video we draw a comparison between pizza and Minecraft. Are you ready? Here it comes. It's going to be good. Pizza is like Minecraft because they're both comprised of segments that make up the whole thing. Okay, maybe it wasn't so good, but it's still true, and in Minecraft those segments are called chunks. Each chunk is a square of 16 by 16 blocks, and it goes up and down as far as the map goes, or 256 blocks. So, each chunk is a whopping 65,536 blocks in total. When you enter a new world for the first time, nearby chunks are loaded. And then, as you explore your world, more and more chunks are randomly loaded, creating the virtually infinite Minecraft landscape. Sometimes you get what is called a chunk error. This is when a chunk doesn't load for some reason, and just shows a gap in the world, hence its other name, world hole. It can be fixed by closing and reopening the world, or in other words, reloading the chunk. Another thing you need to know about chunks is that the QB mob, the slime, will only generate in certain chunks underground, or in swamp biomes. Once you've found one, it makes farming slimes relatively easy.
Hey guys! We're going to show you a quick video to start things off after these short technical difficulties. But hello to everyone on the live stream, watching at home.
That is the video. It's like, yeah, play this video.
Do, 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 do.
Here we go.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you,
I
Keith.
like long videos and lens flares, so that's what that was. So if you guys don't know who we are, we're Fire UK.
Hi, I'm Phil.
Well, I'm Matt,
He's Matt,
but
yeah.
this is me. I'm pretty looking in Minecraft only, but you know, it's good. And
Not very good on camera.
there's Phil. Okay, so this is our panel that Lydia has decided to call Master Builders. We didn't choose that name.
No. I don't think anyone chose any of the names for their
No,
panels.
no, we're not that modest.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, so basically we would just want to talk about a few things about what we do to start with, and we're going to go all the way back to April 2011.
All the way back to where we first kind of got into Minecraft and first decided to do videos and really form the community that we've got today.
Yeah, so it's pretty weird. In that top left image, there's a sign that even says the date. And the reason we built this little cathedral and we time-lapsed it is we were bored waiting for Portal 2. So we were like, let's do something.
That is a genuine origin story. We were like, Portal 2's out in like 5 hours. Do you want to do something in Minecraft?
And then we built this and time-lapsed it, and now we're here, which is weird.
So thank you, Valve, for
Thank you.
releasing
Yeah.
Portal 2.
It's kind of weird to think, like, we came from just us two building, and now it's, you know, a huge team of us. We have so many guys who are amazing who work with us, so...
Do we have any server members in here now?
Scream. Woo. That's what I want to hear.
All in one corner. I like
They're
that.
just all, like, grouped together. Well, I mean, there's a lot of the things that we do wouldn't, you know, happen without the server members. So I just wanted to thank everyone who's helped, whether it's be time-lapses, like server projects, an Epic Adventure, whatever it is that you guys have helped with. Thank you so much. So I'm going to clap for the server members.
Yeah, most of the stuff that was in that video you just watched was not made by us.
No.
Like, this was just stuff that was found on our servers. So.
Yeah, we just find things sometimes, and the guys are like, you know, we just built this, and we're like, you guys are awesome. And then
It's like,
you
I
know,
just got bored, so I just started putting stuff together, and now I've got a massive, like, castle.
And I guess that's, you know, to move on to what it's like now. And this is kind of some of the stuff that, you know, we're building now. And it's quite a big jump. It's a big leap from what we did back in April 2011, like a year and a half later. We're doing these huge builds, and it's such an honor to kind of be involved in them and building them or recording them, whatever it is, which is fun.
It's difficult to try and... We've always got to one-up ourselves on every project, which makes this incredibly difficult. But
very difficult,
We tried to stay true to, like, what we had was... None of it's, you know, completely pre-planned. We go in and we just build it on the fly and when we're time-lapsing.
And that's, especially with the latest time-lapse, we built that all on the fly, like like with people just going in every day, and it took like 9 days to build it. And it's crazy how big that thing is now. It kind of ended up being one of those, we have to do it now, finish it, because it got so close to the deadline. But it was cool. It was very cool.
It's like we've got like 5 hours work to do, and we've only got like half an hour.
Yeah.
Hi guys, do you want to help us, please?
It's always interesting doing that kind of stuff. So, I mean, another thing about Fire UK is we do a lot of collaborations with people. We build a lot of things for the YouTubers. And it's with those collaborations that I feel has kind of put us in the spotlight and made us be as cool as we are now in terms of video content. So I just want to talk about some of those. First up, last November, we had the Syndicate project, and we built a little thing in his series that was called Fire City. On our channel, it was called Aquila. And he kind of, you know, it was in a story way, he kind of explored that and found that, and then opened chests. Every episode.
Every chest.
And all the chests were empty.
There were over 1,000 chests in that city, and there was only one which had an item in it, and he went through all of them.
All of them. Yep.
All of them.
And then we also got the honor to work with Captain Sparkles, who's here at MineCon, to build the set for Fallen Kingdom, one of his music videos. And
do you guys enjoy Fallen Kingdom?
Woo! I mean, Fallen Kingdom was really cool. I mean, you were probably the lead on that because I was working on Hat Film stuff when you were working on that.
It was one of these things where he wanted a nice big set, but obviously had to animate it all, so we were like confined to a nice kind of small area. But so like what you actually see is actually like I think it's like only a couple of chunks wide or something actually.
Yeah, I think it was like 100 by 100 we had to work with or something like that, so it's pretty small.
But it was absolutely fantastic to watch that actually come to life in an animation.
Yeah, definitely. And clearly, I made my presentation far too large, so we're bumping it. Great, it's good stuff. And then these guys, but we'll talk about these guys later. You may know them.
Matter. Hi, Troll.
Just Hat Films right here. So we have now got 195 videos, which feels crazy in a year and a half.
I still don't believe we've actually done it for a year, but it has been over
crazy.
a year now.
Yeah.
And it's like to kind of shoot up as quickly as we have.
Yeah,
as
crazy.
my voice just did.
So I don't know the exact number of
I'm gonna stop
subscribers right
talking
now, but we
very
want to
soon.
thank everyone who does watch our videos because it makes this
Yeah.
possible. You know, coming to MineCon, doing all of this cool stuff, and building all the cool things we do.
I didn't imagine ever having a job like this, and I just thought I was doing it for fun, and then everyone was like, oh my god, you guys are doing stuff, and then these viewers came along, and yeah. You don't know what to expect when you get that. You don't
No.
build a community. The community just comes to you and says, hey, we're going to just show up
Yeah.
here. It's like, I didn't expect to see you guys.
No,
Just
look at
showed
this
up
full
here.
room. And 33 time lapses, which I figured out have been some crazy number, like 100 and something terabytes of one of my footage. It was like
Yeah.
160 terabytes or something. I was like, that is way too much.
Yeah. What was the biggest time lapse? It was...
Well, Space, the most
Space,
recent
yeah.
one,
How
ended
much
up being
footage was that?
8.6 terabyte for the footage of that. And that was because I was filming. Yeah, it's
Smith just
crazy. Yeah, it's pretty painful to edit that because I edit all my stuff in After Effects, and it's crazy to put all that together.
I mean, there are ways of going around it. We can avoid it if we want to, but, you know, it's the way we like doing it, so,
Yeah,
you know, it
and
works.
then I've got a statistic here, Phil, that's pointed straight at
Yay,
you.
fun facts.
One Call of Duty video,
Oh, yeah.
and that was
That
you.
was my one as well.
Yeah.
Only one COD video.
Okay, so I really wanted to spend today, a good portion of the day, talking about the space time lapse and how we kind of go from concept and then turning it into what it was. Now, I drew this in Photoshop about a month before we actually did the time lapse. It's not the easiest thing to see. It kind of looks like a lot of white lines and then a white blob in the
It's
middle.
Like a really bad, like, crossword thing or something.
But I then went in game and built, you know, a very small mini map of it in game for people to kind of see. Again, it's not the easiest thing to see because it's in space and it's pretty dark.
Can we, like, dim the lights a little bit just to get that?
It doesn't matter, I'll just talk. So what happens is we go in there, and the only reason why I do these kind of mini maps or to show people what to do is because there's so many of us working on a project, and we have to go in with Voxel Sniper and then build all of these terrains. And a lot of people don't know what I have in my head, because my head's kind of like a chest.
I don't want to go in your head
No,
most of the time.
no.
It's-
No, it's crazy. So we go from that, and then we start building things, and sometimes the things aren't included. Now, this is something I was building just before the space time lapse. This is like a huge spaceship, and we just didn't have time to finish it. I just thought I'd put this in there because it was like me and another server member who were, we were slaving away on this, but alas, we had to, focus on the time lapse more, and we
Yeah.
just couldn't finish it and get it in. And sometimes it's like that. We've had some time lapses where we've just scrapped the idea completely.
Yeah, it kind of goes through a stage of like, we'll bounce the ideas around and like grab reference images. Like we'll just Google space stations and we'll just go through for like half an hour going, oh, I like this one, I like this one. And then we'll throw like templates together. Luckily for this one, we already had a texture pack to go with, like a custom designed.
Yeah.
So we just looked for similar elements and went, okay, so we kind of want space station, look for conduits, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you just spend like a couple of weeks just casually building away until you find something you go, yeah, everyone work from this. And
Yeah, because we have to have some sort of style template for people to build off, because if we don't have something for people to kind of get the idea of what we're going to build, everyone's like, wait, we're doing what in space with what and who? There's going to be what? And that's kind of like the reaction.
yeah, there was a huge diversity when I said, oh, guys, build something in space, and it was like...
And now this big white person on the screen, this is one of my other accounts. This is Miss Timelapse, and I use her to film. She's usually just sat next to me on a Mac. I kind of, the way I speak about her now, I feel like she's becoming sentient. She's real.
Basically, Matt has developed split personality syndrome, and he has Mr. Timelapse and Miss Timelapse. They actually have arguments on the server sometimes. You'll see in the chat, they're just fighting with one another. I'm like,
I can't help
Matt,
myself.
what are you doing?
It's a bad relationship the two have, but, they still film all the time lapses. That's what's going to happen.
But the
That's
people
main
you see
thing.
behind are like, we always have like mods watching, like behind in case someone gets too close or anything. and
Yeah,
runs
that
into
is
the camera.
actually filming a part of the part of the space time lapse right there. So that's actually in shot. That's like I just managed to grab that shot.
Although
really
you
quickly.
may notice that I went away and was
Oh,
still
in one of the
game.
shots, yeah.
And so
You're
you'll
like
just see my
AFK.
character just flying in the bit of the hangar as the camera kind of pans back, and I'm
That's
like,
good.
I thought
Blame
you
you
guys
for
were gonna
that.
like move me. It's a
Okay,
little
so
Easter egg there. So
we'll take a look at something else here. So this is, I don't know how well. Okay, that kind of, yeah, okay. That's the full space time lapse, and that looks crazy.
yeah, so the Google Maps.
There's a big empty asteroid on the side there, and everyone always says to me when I see them in this image, what is that big empty asteroid all about?
Which one is it?
It's all the way on this side, like above me. And what that is that's got the hangar in it, but we didn't have time to do anything outside it, so it's just a huge interior space. I'm looking at it now, and it's like, that is one big asteroid. It's like, wow. Okay. So
yeah, we rarely have time where like we'll do one shot, and it's like, okay, we've got like 3 hours, and we always rush things at the end. It's
we
like,
always rush things. At the end.
Okay, someone try and build like a ship, like there, now, go, and like rush them, and we always
crazy.
usually get shouted back saying, no, stop
Yeah.
shouting at me. I'm just trying to help you
A
play
lot
the
of
game.
a lot of our times is we do on weekends, but one thing with the space time as well, this sounds like really mundane, but it's actually really important, is that the amount of people that will turn up to like build on the weekdays is so small that I had to just lead these tiny teams building these asteroids on some of the weekdays. And that was fun, because it was literally just me and like 20 people just building, and it was like, okay, we're going to build some more things now, and they're like, okay.
We have no way of telling though, like we can have like 20 people, or I think we've had most 150.
Yeah, I think 150 was made.
That's chaotic.
Yeah, organizing 150
If you get
people.
stressed easily, don't join this line of work.
I mean, we have a TeamSpeak server. A lot of people always ask us like, how we communicate to each other to say, like, how are you building that and that? We just split into teams sometimes in TeamSpeak, and that's just how it works.
So like with this one, because we had 2 cameras, we could always have 2 shots running at the same time.
Yeah.
So we'd have team 1 and 2 with their leaders and their assistants and stuff, telling everyone, okay, this is the kind of style you're going for in this area.
Yeah.
And we can have something simultaneously, so it breaks up the 150.
Yeah.
Because if you have over 100 people in one spot trying to place one block, no.
Yeah, it doesn't go
You are
very
going to
well.
have a bad time.
So talking about the space time lapse, we'll play it now. I think we'll put it on lowish volume, and we'll talk about it a little bit.
We'll try. Yeah.
We'll try. Okay. This is great. I love looking at blackness. That's great.
Wood for technical
Let's
difficulties.
double click it again, Matt. There we go. Okay. So we'll let you guys watch this, and we'll just kind of talk over a few little bits, because the music's too awesome to talk over all the time, because it's approaching Nirvana. Shout out to Sam and Andrew, because we love approaching Nirvana. There's one thing that I know I wanted to do with this time lapse when I was filming it, and that was show off the areas in a way that people knew what they were. That's why at the bottom you'll see like a thing slide out saying like residential quarter or something like that. And it's because the place is so big that you just can't kind of see it all.
And there's a kind of point where you get to in designs where it's like all our buildings are kind of looking the same, so a lot of the stuff we do have is very like kind of out of the box thinking. Like you're just like, that doesn't really look as though it would really fit in, but it's, you know, we're not taking it too seriously. It's more the fun idea of what you would imagine sci-fi to be, rather than the hardcore seriousness of this is exactly what it would look like and nothing else.
Now, I think looking at this, people are kind of like, that doesn't look like Minecraft. What have you done to our baby? I mean, really, there's not a lot going on there. There's less mods on there than I've used on pretty much all the other time lapses. There's just a texture pack change, and that's about it. Because the skybox is a part of that. And I have a feeling this is a really old version of the time lapse, but it looks okay. It looks okay.
I don't know, does it look okay?
It looks good. Woo! See, there we go. I'll make the noise.
I heard it. Yeah. It's alright.
And I mean, it's interesting looking at this again, especially on the big screen. It's weird when the camera pans all the way out that it doesn't really look like Minecraft, and that's the one thing that we try to do, is build something that's, you know, impressive enough to look like it's another game, or it's looking like a piece of concept art or something like that.
This is my favorite shot, this one.
I wonder how much lag there's going to be. I feel this is like a really old edit version.
But I mean, the way that we set this up, for those wondering how we kind of got complete into this, it was just a void world. And again, we used the same concept. We just used voxel sniper and just you made the asteroids.
Your voice is going.
It's gone.
Yeah. So I kind of laid out like points, just tiny little blocks in space where I knew those were going to be, and then people just went, okay, when they looked at the minimap and started building in between it and stuff. And the big thing that I had in my head and everyone was confused about for about the first week was what a conduit was. I still think people don't know what a conduit is. It's just a big long thing that links two asteroids together. It doesn't technically make sense out of the science fiction realm, but this was for Sci-Fi Week, so I thought I'd just go all out.
Also, some people didn't understand what the vacuum of space was.
Yeah.
We had a lot. We had a residential area with like gardens, and they were actually on the outside of the asteroid. So I was just like, okay, spaceman going around watering his, tulips
That'd be
and stuff.
great. I'm sure that's what all the NASA astronauts do.
Yeah.
They just go out and they do that.
And space helicopters and stuff like that.
Oh, I was wondering where we were at. Okay, we're doing industrial stuff right now. Okay.
So yeah, the main premise of this was it was going to be like a massive space station with obviously places for people to live, mining equipment and stuff, which is the main focus of going to an asteroid, is to kind of strip it out, get the minerals and stuff. Tourist hubs and stuff for those visiting, and then obviously like the hangars and stuff in a main big city.
It's crazy to think how long this video is as well, because we
It's
made
a
it in
long video.
like 9 days or so, and it's a really long video, and it's still pretty fast.
It's the kind of loop that we're in, though. I mentioned this briefly earlier. Like we
You
always
guys,
try to
you guys are getting to see behind the scenes stuff here. Whenever you see the sky glitch like that, I have to edit that out. So I don't know what version of the video this is. This is like a really old one, clearly. That's just on my pen drive. Behind the scenes.
all the technicalities.
It's great. I mean, that's kind of what it's like. We often get things in Minecraft and there's like glitches on blocks, or there's people running the wrong way or things like that, and we just have to fix those in editing. And that's kind of the interesting part about when you think about Minecraft, is that it's not always a perfect game, especially run on some systems. It's kind of lackluster.
Oh yeah, no, you really have to run with it on the fly. Like we've had so many disconnects to the server, like everybody just kind of like disconnects at once, and we have to stop and restart the shot again.
That's
I mean,
happened so
most of
much.
this stuff is all done in one take, though. I mean, you can obviously see buildings go up and then be immediately torn down again.
I like how it cuts off like the little bit of that because my video is far too big, but that said military and defense sector. I should just commentate over
The
this.
military defense sector.
That'd be great.
And on your left, an asteroid.
I feel like the music's too quiet.
And on your right, another asteroid.
That would be great.
I
You
got
should
so
become-
bored of asteroids by the end of this. I was like bleeding from my eyes. I'm like, I don't want to build on another space rock.
Well, we don't have to anymore.
No, we've done it now.
Sci-Fi Week's done.
It's done.
So I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of this time lapse because I think we've talked
Yep.
enough, and I will turn this up because Approaching Nirvana just kicked in big style. So enjoy.
I think this is me coming up on the right in a second. I don't know if I'm that fast. Yeah, right there.
Good job, Phil.
Sorry.
This shot was a pain, just FYI. Like when you see it lagging like crazy in a minute, it's because all of the lighting is trying to regenerate while we're building, because we're building hollow structures and it hated us.
Also, one of the main issues we have is that obviously chunk loading is a bit of a pain. Like there's a big asteroid behind this coming up and you can't even see it because it's just so far away. It's over like a couple hundred blocks away. that wasn't done in Minecraft, just in case you...
Our server members. Woo! Okay, so there's been a project going on for a while now that we've been working on since January, and it's been a crazy project. It's called an epic adventure.
You guys heard of that?
You heard of that? Woo!
No? Okay.
No, clearly not. So I want to introduce three guys onto the stage right now. This is Hat Films, everybody.
So please welcome Smith, Trott, and Ross.
Just gonna hold his hand. Just hold his hand.
I'm just going to hold him here. Apparently. Yeah.
Hello. Good day. We're back
Good
on the
day.
pedal again.
Hello.
Bit deja
We
vu
just can't
going
keep
on.
you off the stage, can we?
Wow. So, yeah, like I said, back in January, we started building a map for you guys called an epic adventure. Do you remember that? Do you remember that first conversation?
No.
No.
I actually do. I remember actually kind of watching you guys for a little while. We did it. Obviously, we all say about Fire UK was the day we stopped doing time lapses. But no, I do. I remember before even that conversation, we were like, "Oh man, have you seen these guys Fire UK?" And like they make some insane stuff. And we were like, we should totally like see if we can do something with them. And here we are.
It was a very defeated way of just like, well, we were going to do time lapses, and then you showed us up, so we scrapped that idea.
Pretty much. We
So-
were well gels.
On the screen right now, these are a bunch of images from like behind the scenes while we've been building the map, so it's pretty crazy. I had to go through like 9 months worth of like just random screenshots and be like, oh, this is kind of
The
funny.
top corner is like a waterfall, and we spawned about 400 dogs to see how long it take to get to the bottom.
Because that's what we
Because
do.
why not, you know? You spend forever making these maps, you just need some downtime.
Those rapids was some of the most fun I think I've ever had in Minecraft.
Oh, the
Honest,
one
they
down
were
to
so
Dragonhead.
awesome.
Yeah, that was
good.
fun.
Yeah.
They worked like proper rapids as well. Like
Yeah,
really
they're like you had to
ride
like
down
maneuver
them on a
down
boat,
them
yeah.
and like properly move your very glitchy boat. Yeah.
So I guess the challenge for you guys was before you were creating set pieces,
Yeah.
showcasing this one had to be an interactive experience, with the story and everything. So
Well,
we
that's-
loved making things to kill you.
Well, that's where I made the Overseer, which Ross does the voice of. Do you want to say something Overseer-y?
We don't have bleeps,
Without swearing.
so yeah. We can't censor you.
Like what would he normally say?
Lots of love, the overseer.
Lots of love, the overseer.
There we go. I mean, it was pretty interesting writing him because he is really mean all of the time.
He's on Twitter as well, apparently.
Yeah,
He does have a
account.
Twitter account, so you can find it. It's like at.
He gets really excited for some reason whenever a new episode comes out. I'm not sure why that would happen. So, again, we'll skip across to some of these more of these, and a few of these are pretty interesting because that one right in the middle is actually kind of an in-progress shot of Dungeon 4 when we were building that. So it's kind of
crikey.
like it's like bare almost. It's like sad.
Is it
crazy.
annoying when we just kind of waltz through it, blow everything up, and ruin your set piece?
No, it's great. That's
A
even
little
better.
like that.
What's worse is when you guys get really close to where I know nothing's built, and it's like the edge of the world. I'm like, don't go any further, don't go any further, and you don't. I'm like, oh, thank God.
The amount of stuff you guys have missed as well that we kind of put right.
There's an
in the
entire side story.
There's a reason for that.
We're gonna have to show
We're
you.
awful.
When the map's out,
Why do you think we kept making them harder? It was kind of a punishment for you guys just ignoring us.
I remember right at the start there was a big bit where we could go left to like some mystery beach, and it's like optional, and like we were just like no. And then, but then I went and explored it like offline. And I was like, oh, should have gone here.
Coulda. And these are some more images towards the end. Now, the one right at the very end is actually a tease for the end of the map, because the map is now officially finished. We've sent it to you. We've sent it to you guys. You're going to be playing it after MineCon, I guess.
Yeah, we only just got it, and obviously we're working on that other video. So yeah, we will definitely do that soon. But hopefully it's exciting.
It's not our fault anymore, so you can stop blaming us on your videos. Just like, oh, we're waiting on Fire UK to finish it.
We're done now. That's it.
I'd like to say
I'd
say that our job's a little easier than your job in this situation. We're literally just falling around in it.
I mean, if you guys remember all the way back to the beginning, that log cabin where you all started off and then you had to, you had a night before you'd set off. I mean, is it crazy to think how far you guys have come now? You're now in a cave, just to kind of recap, you're in a cave after a huge dungeon. It's crazy just to think how far that is and how far like things have evolved within the map.
I'm excited to see like what the people see when they use it themselves, because there's a lot of stuff we've missed out, and obviously the scale of it's huge. So I'm quite excited about when that's going to be released. I mean, when do you plan on releasing that?
You will see in a trailer that we're showing very soon.
Ooh, tease.
Yeah, no, I mean, going back to the map, I mean, like the journey, like, I mean, that's something we were talking about as well, like with our intro video, like, there's a very much a journey feel to playing Minecraft and like the exploration. And I think that something that really worked really well in your map was the difference, like almost like the acts, like each one, like more recently when we were going over those bridges and it was really stormy, like that was like crazy. That was awesome.
I mean, what's weird about it is when we went back to the cabin at the beginning, that was all built with original height limit. So like the big dungeons and stuff there, and I'm like, this top of this is just flat. I'm going to have to go back over here at some point before we release.
Yeah.
And then when we go to Dungeon 3, which is the very top image on the screen, that's huge. That goes like all the way, because Dragon Head's underground, and then that goes all the way up to Sky Limit. And it was so fun to build those huge statues in, like, I think they were like all the way up to 235 or something like that, and they're just massive.
One of the many issues of having updates whilst you're making an adventure map.
Yeah, and the TNT didn't work once.
We
you guys
dread every update.
That was
It's
fun.
like, what is this going to break in our system? Do we have to completely redo parts of the map again?
Yeah, so one part of Dungeon 3 is there's a door that blows up, and they were filming, and they went up, they put the button on, and it was going to blow up. Didn't blow up. So Skype call from
it was
Hat
like
Films.
mid filming.
We're filming an Epic Adventure right now. Can you come fix something? So I have to jump on the server and go fix something, and then Trot decided to just encase me in TNT.
As he does.
No, I didn't. That's a lie. I didn't do that. Of course I didn't.
There's footage somewhere of that.
I think
Right.
if you look at that top screenshot there, there's like a sort of large arch. Well, those two sort of supporting bits are hollow and full of traps. And I think we've literally set off every single trap in that tower.
When you walk in, you set off every single trap. And you set it off 3 times.
Above expectations. We expected you to set off one and kind of learn from that. No, it was thank you
We
so
don't
much
learn,
for being
do we?
so derpy.
We haven't got better at Minecraft for a year and a half.
And then you stole the eggs as well, which was fantastic. I was just like, oh, I'm just going to steal these monster eggs. Hey.
Oh yeah, spawning things.
I mean, that's kind of the fun stuff as well, looking back at it and kind of feeling, what the map's changed. And that's why we've made this trailer, to kind of go back, look at your series as well as how the map's kind of evolved in itself. So we'll look at this trailer and then briefly talk about it before opening up to Q&A. So let me cue this up, because I'm going to have to do some crazy stuff
We'll
again.
talk a little bit first whilst he gets it together again.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm not going to sing.
I would just like to say, the first dungeon that you guys did, that was supposed to be the easy one. How long did you spend on that?
You spent
A
2
long
episodes
time.
singing about robot wars and falling off
That's a lot of
cliffs.
Robot Wars references. You had loads.
I love Robot Wars. I wish it would come back.
Wow.
Great.
Okay, so we're going to play the Epic Adventure trailer here.
I'm very excited.
They haven't seen this yet.
Yeah.
I'm scared what they're going to like beat me up.
If I get a slap, I'll be...
Who are they?
Christmas. Such an ambiguous time. And there we go.
Amazing. Woo! Looking forward to that.
You can tell that we got actors in to play these guys
Yeah,
because
we
they're just
weren't
not that good at jumping puzzles.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Although,
jumping
that
puzzles.
section over the lava, the guys who actually were pretending to be you guys died about 100 times because we were in survival mode. So
I don't know why
I was
you all
like,
struggle.
that isn't difficult. Then I just went in and did it in one, and I was like, yep.
Show off.
Clearly, you know, that's why I don't play them. I just make them for torture.
Thanks very much.
Dance with your strings.
I mean, it's kind of come to an end very quickly, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys see at the end, because at the end of that trailer, there's like a little tease of what's to come, but it's not going to be quick. Like, I don't think you're going to like have like 2 episodes and epic finale time. It's going to be a pretty long burn, because that's probably the longest
Burn
part
being
of the
the
map
opposite
is yet to
word.
come.
But the map's coming out in Christmas, is it?
Yeah.
Merry
Sorry.
Christmas.
Yearly Christmas present to the fans.
You'll have fun trying to get everything out by then.
We'll
No
do it, it'll be
pressure.
fine.
No
You'll just have to do a week.
You
of an
built a
epic
whole
adventure.
map. I think we can do a few videos.
Oh yeah.
They were just like, oh, we just need something a little bit to tie us over. You know, it won't be too long. And a year later, we're still here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to open it up to Q&A stuff now. So if anyone has any questions, I do believe there are 2 microphones for anyone to go and ask questions. We've got about we've got about 10, 15 minutes
We've got
if
a
anyone
good
asks
deal of time.
questions.
As I said earlier on, I don't know if people are still coming at that point. We will do signings outside later on.
Yeah.
So try not to mob us at the doors, though. Outside's like a good outside rather than just there. Please.
Whenever you're ready.
When you do like huge buildings, how much world edit do you use, or voxel sniper, or things like that?
Well, in the actual time lapses, we don't use any world edit or anything like that, but beforehand, in building the terrain and stuff, we spend up to a week doing that, depending on how many people are working on it. We have some moderators who literally just go in and build the terrain with voxel sniper, and it can take about up to a week to get to the point where we're really happy with it. But I wouldn't really say the time lapses, except the very, very first one we did. We don't really use any world edit anymore or anything like that.
We did use world edit in the cathedral one, which we showed earlier, to kind of copy the bit because we couldn't be bothered and Portal 2 was on its way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's usually about a week, 2 weeks, depending on the size of the build.
Yeah.
And the server not crashing, thanks to that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
How do you stop the name badges showing up in your video?
F1. Fastest question ever.
Yeah, F1 mode, and the rest of it's just used through camera studio
F8
mods.
as well, and that gives you a nice floaty cam that kind of goes smoothly around. That's cool. I like it, F8.
I call it marijuana cam because it's like, ooh.
I don't think you can say that at Disneyland.
I read, yeah.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Before you do your big builds, how long does it take for you to plan, and how would you do it?
Ooh, that's a big question. It really just depends on the scale of it, because it can be pretty quick. Like we can go, okay, this is kind of what we're going to build, and then go straight from that into, you know, building the time-lapse. Or it can be a 2-3 month long process of building little like templates that we're going to use styles of, or huge landscapes that we're going to be on. It's a big undertaking for all of our members, including us, building it. It can really depend.
Yeah, it is just a project-based thing. Again, as we said, we usually get all the way up to the filming stage and then decide, actually, we're not going to release this or film it for a long time because we've got other projects coming up. So it really depends on how busy we are and how good the idea is, really.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, who's your favorite music composer, kind of like Hans Zimmer and those guys?
Favorite YouTubers?
No, music
composer.
Ooh.
I don't know. Who do you like?
I don't know. Who do you?
No, that's a general question out there. Who do you like?
I like music from Inception and Mass
Well, Hans
Effect.
Zimmer does do pretty epic stuff. I wish his music wasn't copyrighted.
Yeah.
I would use it all the time. I mean, for us, I think